the one real epiphany I had in my entire life, which was when I started to talk about my anxiety on stage. I realized that sort of my anxiety that I thought was very specific to my experience, which was at the time being a 24-year-old, male comedian with an audience, was actually connecting to 13-year-old girls and people of a younger generation who were saying, I feel very stressed because I feel like I'm on stage panicking in front of, thousands of people who are looking at me and have this idea of myself, and I feel like I'm trapped within a performance and I'm freaking out because of it. And 13-year-olds were going, yeah, that's like, I feel like that every day. And I go, what are you talking about? And I realized that, that the sort of stresses of a C-list comedian were democratized and given to an entire generation. And that my stage fright is common, and it is, and performance anxiety is held by not just performers, and that like social media has made life a performance, and that was the big sort of moment that I went like, oh right, like that's my angle. That's that my performing on stage and my meta comedy or whatever that I thought was like super postmodern or like self-referential and pretentious is actually observational. It's actually, there's a way to talk about this stuff that's actually relatable to people. And it's like that this meta heady stuff is actually like true at a ground level for people. And that was that was sort of and eventually that, me having a panic attack backstage and, at the Vicar Street Theater is no different than a 13-year-old girl having a panic attack in a bathroom before going to a pool party. She's walking out into a stage. She's performing. She sees her life just like I do. I had a panic attack in Providence, Rhode Island, which is funny because I've told people that went to the show have heard this now. I don't think my parents were there and couldn't tell what was happening. Providence, Rhode Island. It was like a theater, like 3,000 people. Had a panic attack. It was really bad. Then went to New York, had 3 shows, had a panic attack in the middle show. Went to see The Martian the next day and got very, very angry because it wasn't about anxiety and I didn't know. It felt like so perfect for my life. Like, how is a story about a guy alone on Mars, locked in it? It felt so true to me, and then it was just like about how he's like a good botanist or something. Right. But the movie's probably chill. I was just in a bad place. And then I had a panic attack on the train to D.C. The next day. Which was another show. And I had this was the first week of a tour that was 45 shows in 50 days. And that was when I was like,
there's something going on here.
Yeah, this is bad and I can never do this again. And the advice I'd give to any young people struggling with anxiety, which I deal with, or any mental health issues, would be first to articulate it, say it out loud, share it. There can be sort of a stigma that if you talk about your problems, you make them real, but that's a good thing. It's really good to articulate. For a long time, I didn't want to articulate how I was feeling, and once I did, I really robbed a lot of the power from it. And also, you'll find that your experience is not common and it is shared. Practically, drink water and exercise. For nerdy kids like me that like to stay inside, it really helps to take a run and just get some of the stress out of your head and into your body. So drink water, take a jog, and go easy on yourself.